Want to speed up your product removal while keeping your e-file working smooth and safe? This video is a must-watch for every nail tech. Hey nail enthusiasts, I'm Erica, owner of Erica's ATA, and my family and I have been making manicure products for over 30 years. Today we're diving into everything you need to know about barrel carbide e-files. By the end of this video, you'll know how to use these nail bits like a pro, avoid common mistakes, and even learn how to clean and maintain them to maximize their longevity. Stick around to the end for a special discount code. Carbide e-file bits are one of the most important tools in your bit arsenal. They come in a variety of shapes, from large to small, safety to rounded. These tools can be used by beginners as well as nail professionals, but we don't call these drill bits, we call them e-file bits because they run in an electric file, not a drill. Drills are used for drilling in holes. We don't want to do that. Take a look at these two different bits. They look aesthetically different, right? One is a carbide, one is diamond. It is important to remember, see the little teeth and how they go in different directions? They're actually scooping out the product. This is very different than how a diamond is going to perform. See the little diamond nuggets on it? It's gonna be more of a scratching and exfoliation. They are both excellent tools, but that carbide is gonna do that quick debulking and removal of product. Hey nail techs, level up your manicures with professional nail bits and implements from Erica's ATA. We have everything you need from tools to gels. Check out the links below. I'm gonna start off with the two smallest e-file bits. This one right here is the Safety Smooth Top Tapered Barrel, and this is the small barrel carbide e-file bit. Now, these little guys are great for smaller, more flat nail plates, or if you're a beginner and you still want a lot more visibility where you can see the tool is actually touching the nail, this is a great place to start. Now, I'm somebody who likes a lot of visibility around the nail plate, so I like the smooth top that has a little bit of taper. Something to consider when you're selecting the two shapes is maneuverability. Your nail tapers naturally, so the big difference between a tapered barrel and just a cylinder barrel is that you can notice this end is larger than this end. And what do our nails naturally do? They taper. If you're someone like me who likes a lot of visibility, I feel I have a lot of control when that taper naturally happens with the nail. It allows me to get into those detailed areas. Also, people's nails, they're not all symmetrical. They all look different. So having an edge where I'm able to really get in there and be more detailed, I personally like. However, some like a more flat edge so that if there's lifting, you're able to just tap it out. It really becomes a personal preference. And even though I recommend these for beginners, it's one of those journeys that you could be doing nails for 10 plus, 20 plus years, and you might still like working with a smaller tool, and that's okay. You don't have to upgrade to a larger tool. But do keep in mind, the larger the tool, the quicker the job. The larger that surface area, the more it's going to cut. So whether you're a beginner or an OG, it comes down to what is your preference and what's making you money. This is how I'm gonna use the Safety Smooth Top Tapered Barrel Carbide. Speed is your friend. Make sure you're running at least 20,000 RPMs and just slowly go around that thinner area around what was around the cuticle. See how quickly I've been able to remove that? I'm gonna work my bit parallel. So parallel is flat to the nail plate. I'm not doing any of this type of digging. I wanna make sure my angle is flat. Now, if you're doing more of a structure, you're gonna go around that apex. You're not trying to dig through it. You're just gently going through the product. I am using the dragging method. I'm also making sure you can kind of see the dust particles on my bit. You can see them in zone 1, zone 2, and now that I'm getting to the right side of this bit, I'm using zone 3, just like that. When you have a little bit of product like this, you're not gonna start at the top again and drag all the way down because that would create heat. There's not a lot of product and it's very thin. So I'm just going to tap right where I see that purple, just like that. That's gonna reduce a lot of discomfort for your client. I have a little bit more product, just gonna pull that product right down. And when I get to that edge, I'm gonna flip my client's hand. This is very important when you're working with carbide because, let me show you, if you start right here at this free edge, what's gonna happen is these little teeth are going to grab the free edge and they're gonna do this. It's gonna freak you out, it's gonna freak your client out, and it's gonna chew up their nail a little bit, and you're gonna pit out, you're gonna lose confidence and be like, nope, we're done with the carbide. Give yourself a break, you know why it happened. Where the nail is still attached, that is where you want to drop your barrel and move up. The reason for that is if you're at the free edge, there's nothing stabilizing, it's just gonna catch and shake. So right here, this is an important part. Check out the little arrow. That is where we're going to drop the barrel and gently file away the product. Now remember, product is usually thinner around the cuticle area and the lateral fold. And because of that, that's why I like a smooth top. This smooth top allows me to get closer to the nail groove and really be able to remove the polish. When I use a carbide, I want to make sure that I'm running at least 20,000 RPMs. I also am coming right into the nail flat. One of my favorite ways of filing off product, and also a great way for beginners, is to do the pulling method. You can rock, but I prefer to pull. That way these little teeth do not catch. Pulling, pulling, pulling as I pull the product off gently, like I'm petting a kitten. There's no digging here. Now I'm going to show you the small barrel Carbide Efile bit. All right, coming in hot at 20,000 RPMs. You can see that the barrel is a little bigger, which means it's gonna cut faster. I'm this time walking down the barrel, down the product, thinning that out, walking to the edge. Now, I don't have that smooth top, but I have that clean line, which I really like. So if I do have some lifting, I can tap it out really easy. It's a little harder to do with a smooth top. So that's one of the benefits of using a flat top bit in general. Again, this has nothing to do with necessarily ability. It has to do with comfort. And a lot of times that comfort's gonna look different for different people. We're not gonna start right here because it's gonna catch, and then we're gonna have this big divot in the nail, but we're gonna go right above that where it's still connected, and then flip the hand back and pull it down. If you are new to carbides or you're nervous in that area, it's okay. Do as much as you feel comfortable with a carbide, because you can always switch to a diamond. We love diamond, we love carbide, but we also want to make sure that you are set up for success. So if you needed to leave a little bit more of the purple color right there and scratch it off versus using your blades and coming in, that's okay. Less is more. Speed will come with time and confidence. We're here to set you up for success. We love carbides. I'm now going to show you our most popular carbide tool, which is the Safety Smooth Top Barrel. Because I have a nice rounded end, I can get really in that groove and remove my color. I'm gently going over the product. I'm not drilling it out. I am just gently filing. We are doing the dragging method all the way down because it is quick and efficient. Since I just had my barrel in this position, if we want to reduce some length, we're going to go at a 45-degree angle, and we're just going to tap right in. I just like to use the E-file to tap in the shape, and then I'll go in with a hand file. But this is a great way too if your client's like, dude, I'm over these beautiful almonds. I'm first going to cry because they are gorgeous. It's my shape. And then I'm going to be at a 45-degree angle, and I would just go straight across. Girlfriend, we're going to stick with almond, right? We're going to stick with almond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll never leave.
But I'm just gently gonna tap into that. If you don't feel comfortable because those blades, it's gonna happen fast. You can always do this with a diamond, but carbide is where you're gonna get that efficiency. I'm now gonna go from right to left. I'm gonna start in this right corner and slowly flat maneuver my carbide to the left side, just like that. And what I'm doing here is I'm smoothing out those little tracks or ridges that I have created in the product. This is going to help for better adhesion. We always want to work flat, but right now flat is like this. Well, I can't do that front area, so what I need to do is just slightly tip my carbide bit and go across. See how I'm in zone 1? Now as I'm walking it out, I'm going to walk my bit, zone 2, and as I'm getting closer to that free edge, I'm now filing on the back end. You can see here I have a violet bit and a silver bit. The purple bit, the violet bit, is actually going to last longer because it is titanium coated and cut cooler than the silver bit. Another great thing about Carbide E-files is that they're great at shaping. So you want to take that almond to a square? Easy. We got too much length. We're going to quickly take it down at that 45-degree angle. Apply light pressure, but you want to commit. There's no like, okay, yeah, let's see this, and you're poking, that's when those blades are gonna catch. Put some pressure into the nail plate and just zoop, zoop, zoop. I use this tool for larger nails. Remember, the larger the tool, the quicker the job will get done. I'm working on dip right now and I'm running at about 30,000 RPMs because I want to get this product off quickly. What I really like about having a barrel is if there's a flat edge barrel is the stability. It's very, very smooth to file as I'm taking down a majority of this product before we soak the rest. We're using the course so that the product can be taken off quickly. I use a few different techniques of dragging as well as smoothing out and thinning the product. It's really important that you're looking for lifting in the product. If you have lifting and you're putting new product right on top, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna keep lifting, okay? One of the things too, whenever you're working with one of the Erica's carbides is I don't recommend, even though we have a larger tool, is going back and forth like this because flutes, this is a right-handed tool, they're only cutting in one direction. So if I'm going forward, backwards, I'm just creating a lot of additional heat for my client and I want to reduce that, okay? That's why you're seeing me working in small controlled areas. Every time you tap that carbide down, you're taking off more product. We want to make sure it's comfortable, it's smooth, and we're being efficient because time is money for the people in the back. Another thing you can do with a flat top carbide is remove lifting, because guess what? It's gonna happen. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take that edge, and this is the only time where you can actually bring up, just like that, a little bit, take your parallel position and just bring it up a little bit more and tap, tap, tap right on that edge that you can see lifted, okay? Now be very careful with your pressure because it's hardly attached, right? It's already pre-lifted. Tap, tap, tap right around the edge, and then take your bit and just gently go over that edge that was lifted. That way the new product will nicely seal and bond to that edge of the pre-existing product. Carbide bits are amazing at removing product. They're gonna save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and they're gonna make you more money. But they also can help reduce any lumps or bumps that you're finding in your product, right? So maybe you're new to the nail game and you're trying a new product and it's a little bit lumpy, bumpy. Well, guess what? We got a solution. It's a carbide, right? We want to drag and take away some of that product, and you can do the same thing with your carbide. Here are some common mistakes that are made with barrel Carbide Efile bits. This is what you don't want to do. Mistake number one, don't dig. Digging is when you are applying heavy force and literally putting a hole into the nail plate. That's mistake number one. Turn up your speed, reduce your pressure, and allow the tool to do the work. Mistake number two, never use a carbide at an angle where it's digging into the product like this. This is a great way of creating rings of fire. Leave that for the clients you don't like. This is a no-no. Always keep your bit parallel, which is flat to the product. And the third mistake is, which direction do I file? Here we go. It should not be rocked back and forth your carbide because those blades are in one direction. If you were a righty, you are working in the forward direction from right to left. If you're lefty, I see you. You're gonna put your E-file in reverse and work left to right. If you see your E-file skipping, well, if you're losing control of your E-file and it's whipping away from you, odds are you're going the wrong direction. Here's your sign. The most important thing in your manicure service is the disinfection process. Yes, being clean and safe is a top priority. Hallelujah. How we're gonna go and do that, it is easy, you guys. You take warm, soapy water and either manually you scrub that cute little bit or you put it in like an ultrasonic cleaner. Once you removed all the debris in your tool, you're now gonna put it in your EPA regulated disinfectant. You're gonna do a full submerge, which means it's completely covered for 10 minutes. Once that 10 minutes is done, rinse off your tool and go ahead and completely dry it and store it so you're ready for your next client. How to spot a quality tool versus a budget tool. The first thing is, the most important thing is to actually get your hands on them, because sometimes what it looks online isn't really what it is. But anyways, a carbide bit, how you're looking for quality in a carbide bit is the most important thing. Is the bit bent? If you see in that cylinder or you see the shaft that there's any kind of wobble, get rid of the tool. It becomes an ineffective tool where you can really hurt somebody. Another thing to look for is look at the flutes. Where they're carved out, is it even? If you see any kind of like deeper edges versus other ones, when you're filing, you're gonna get a lot of vibration and chafing, which you're gonna feel and your client. Those are two ways that you can really see, hey, is this carbide quality? But number one thing is, you're not really gonna know until you get your hands on it and you start filing. If you're filing and it's getting hot or you're not seeing any results, most likely that carbide is not a carbide, and it is a stainless steel budget tool. Congratulations, you have made it to the very end of this video. At this point, you have learned everything about how to use a carbide and how to care for it. All the tools that I showed you in this video are actually listed in the comments, and because you stayed to the end, we are going to give you a discount code that's good for the next 2 weeks. It's NailTech10, and that's gonna give you 10% off of Erica's bits. How exciting. Yes, now you're gonna be able to see a difference between quality and maybe not so much. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. Like and subscribe so we can continue to show you all the value and goodies in your bits.